In this video, I'm going to share with you what I learned about building a 7-figure digital agency from owning one that ranked number 254 and number 622 on the Inc. 5000. My goal in this video is to help new and aspiring agency owners to avoid making some of the most common and costly mistakes that small agency owners make, and instead equip you with the knowledge that I gained from the 6 years that I owned my agency prior to selling it for 7 figures. Are you tired of running a tiny little marketing agency that's really difficult to scale and even harder to generate the profits that you want in your life? Well, the solution is to turn your little agency into a small SaaS business so that you can generate recurring revenue that's very high margin and very sticky. And the good news is there's some revolutionary software available to help you do just that. Be sure and click the link right down in the description to learn more. In the United States today, there are approximately 150,000 digital marketing agencies, and 110,000 of them have fewer than 10 employees. In fact, I'd be willing to bet that a huge portion of that 110,000 has fewer than 3 employees. So given that there are tens of millions of small businesses and they all need help with digital marketing, why are so many agencies so small? The reason is because they are generalists. I'm sure you've seen them. They call themselves full-service agencies. In other words, they offer everything to everyone. These agencies are, for the most part, what I'd like to call the non-profit sector of the digital agency industry. And I say that not to make fun, but instead because the reality for most of them is that they just barely scrape by. If you run a small agency or you're thinking about starting one, word to the wise. Don't do what all these other agencies are doing, because if you do, you're going to end up in the very same boat as them. So why do so many full-service agencies have such a difficult time scaling? Well, one reason is that most of them are selling a commodity service to clients that have very little budget. And these clients are usually in a really wide swath of industries. So while selling to small clients with small budgets is definitely part of the problem, it's actually not the biggest part of the problem. Their biggest problem is that the services that they sell are usually the exact same services that every other agency sells. This fact, combined with the fact that most of these small agencies sell into multiple niches, means that it's nearly impossible for them to develop the deep levels of specialized knowledge needed to not only understand, but actually anticipate their customers' needs. As a result, they have no leverage, which is to say they are competing solely on price, and that's never really a game that you can win. In order to have the margins necessary to drive the real profits in your agency, you need to be able to charge premium prices. So if you don't have a system in place to maximize client retention, it will be impossible for you to scale your business to 7 figures or more. And the problem is that in the absence of any tangible results, clients very quickly run out of patience, even though they told you that they understood that results would take time. For example, with every passing day that your client doesn't see results, they're going to start getting cold feet about that new retainer agreement that they just signed, and that, my friend, is not good for you. So if you fail to deliver something tangible by the time the second payment is due, your client relationship is already in very serious jeopardy. The solution to this problem is to deliver a service that provides immediate evidence of the value of working with you. Now, there's a couple of ways to do this, and one effective way to overcome this hurdle is to install a chat widget on their website so that they start to generate conversations and leads like literally the day after they sign their agreement with you. While it might seem like a great idea, providing your clients with customized services will virtually guarantee your agency stays small and barely profitable. Assuming that is not the case for you, then the key to scaling your business and maximizing your profit margins is to provide your clients with only a small handful of standardized services that are either fully automated or very high margin. In other words, instead of thinking of your business as a traditional marketing agency, I would suggest you instead think about your business as a software and/or media company. As a software company, your goal should be to build it once and then sell it over and over and over again. As a media company, your goal should be to give your clients exposure to your audience by selling them advertising. To help you understand why customized services aren't really needed, think about selling your client a new website. So most websites today look pretty much the same. They have a home page, an about page, a services or products page, a blog, and a contact us page. It ain't exactly rocket science. Do these pages really need to be custom for every single client? No, they don't. The reality is that all you really need to offer your clients is a choice of 3 or 4 different website templates. Once a template is selected, you can either use your stock media or they can provide their own. The same applies for copy. Most clients, well, they don't have a clue what to write. So rather than provide them with a site full of lorem ipsum, provide them with a template with pre-written content. And if they want to change a word or two or a paragraph or two, let them do that on their own. By taking this approach, you can deliver a brand new website in just a few days instead of the typical 4 to 6 weeks. Your client will be happier, and so will you. To build an ultra-scalable digital agency, you need to make a few important decisions: what you sell and who you sell it to. The first decision is your niche. If you're going to sell into multiple niches, significant scale is going to be nearly impossible, especially early on when you don't have much traction. The second decision is your offering. If you offer a bunch of customized services, you are in for a pretty rough ride. To illustrate the point, consider a company called Patient Pop. Patient Pop sells only to doctors, and in the beginning, the only service they offered was a website optimized for lead generation for a monthly subscription. Moreover, when they first started, the founders only sold to doctors in their own town. By taking this approach, they were able to dominate their local market quickly, and that was the key to their early success. Only once they dominated their local market did they think about deciding to expand into more cities. Today, Patient Pop is a $40 million business, and that is remarkable in the world of digital agencies that sell to small businesses. The key to being a scalable digital agency is to remove as much labor from your fulfillment as possible. The more labor you have in your fulfillment, the lower your profit margins are going to be, the more mistakes you will make, and the harder it will be to scale up the number of clients that you can service. The closer you can make your offer to, say, fast food, the better off you're going to be. Walk in the door, look at the menu, place your order, pay. That's it. Yes, I'm not joking. You really want to make it that simple. If you do, not only will you be able to build a business that will have higher profit margins, but you'll also be building a business that keeps clients for years instead of just months. And that's the kind of business that will be worth a lot more money when you decide to sell. There are 2 types of businesses in the world, those that rely on systems and those that don't. If you don't have any systems in place, my guess is that you are a very small company and you've probably been small for a long time. This is because rather than investing the time in documenting your business processes, you've been frantically running on the treadmill of just getting by. And let's be honest, that's not a lot of fun. If you do have systems in place, you get to live a very, very different reality. You have more freedom, you have a lot less stress, and you have a much better life. I don't know about you, but that sounds good to me. This is because your business doesn't need you to be involved in every last little decision, every client account, and every meeting. With systems in place, you can spend more time working on your business instead of frantically working in your business. If you'd like to learn more about how to implement systems in your business, I'll leave a link right down in the description to another video called How to Build Systems in Your Business. When building a scalable agency, one of the very first systems you have to have in place is a system for client fulfillment. Now, I don't mean that you have an SOP with instructions for doing custom client work, because that would violate the very idea of keeping the labor needed for client fulfillment as low as possible. Instead, what I mean is that you offer a service that's either automated or something that is so easy to do that it requires virtually no labor at all. For example, if you're running your digital agency on HighLevel software, which I definitely recommend, and there are links down in the description to learn more about how to get HighLevel, There are a bunch of automated services that you can offer your clients for a monthly subscription. For example, you could offer no answer text back to book appointments, or a chat widget, or a complete website optimized for lead generation. My point is this: just be sure that anytime a client signs up for a core service, that you can get them up and running in no time with almost no labor required. Back when I built my first company, I relied exclusively on the traditional model of having an office filled with employees. And then in my second company, I used a hybrid model. In my third and current company, we've gone exclusively to the remote model, and I have found that there are significant benefits in doing so. First, you get to avoid the high cost of leasing office space, not to mention the fact that you'll never have to worry about outgrowing that space and then going through the extremely disruptive and very painful and expensive process of moving your company to a new location. Second, when you go remote, you're no longer limiting your hiring pool to people who are within driving distance of your office. Instead, you can hire the best candidates, no matter where in the world they live. And third, now that working from home has become so widely accepted, I think you're actually going to have a much harder time attracting talent if they are required to commute to work every single day. In my experience, the key to succeeding with a remote team is to have the right systems and processes in place. I hired my first VA from the Philippines back in 2010, and since then we've hired many more with great success. The problem I see most people making when they try to hire their first virtual assistants is that they try to hire only people with relevant experience, and then they cross their fingers that this new VA will magically do the job just right. And as you might guess, this rarely works out well. In my experience, the key to hiring the right VA is to have a well-documented system in place for the tasks you want them to perform on an ongoing basis. To find the best VA, simply make a short list of 5, pay them each to do the task you want that you're hiring them for, and then provide them with the SOP to do that work. Invariably, one of them will do the work the fastest, with the least amount of questions or confusion, and that's the VA that you should give the job to. To get a free copy of my process for hiring a VA, just go to breadideas.co/hiring. The traditional agency business model of selling time for money is broken, and I recommend that you avoid it at all costs. A much better solution is to rely on HighLevel software. By white labeling their software, you can literally turn your small agency into a SaaS business without having to invest a dime to write any code. HighLevel is an extremely popular software app for marketing agencies, largely because their white label program is ultra affordable, and it makes it insanely simple to transform your agency from a traditional time and materials shop into a far more profitable business where virtually everything that you offer is either automated or templatized. For example, with HighLevel, you can offer clients a review management service for a fixed monthly fee. Same for giving your clients a chat widgets on their site, or for that matter, an entirely new website based upon one of your proven templates. The best part about HighLevel's white label program is the cost. You pay just $495 a month, and then no matter how many clients you pack on top of it, your costs never go up. So if, for example, you decided to sell websites as a service for $4.99 a month, which is not entirely different from the way Patient Pop started, you aren't limited as to how many you can sell. Sell 10 clients and now you're generating $5,000 a month, and your costs are still just $495 a month, which means that your profit margin, my friends, is a whopping 90%, and you have little to no ongoing work to do to deliver this service to your clients, because it's not really a service in the traditional sense. If you'd like to see HighLevel in action, be sure to subscribe to my channel, as I'll be producing many new how-to videos that show HighLevel in action in the near future. Should you wish to get HighLevel for yourself, my affiliate link is right down there in the description, and on the page that link will take you to, you'll see all the bonuses that I provide you if you choose to use my affiliate link to sign up. Thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, I think you will also enjoy the next one as well.